transforms into a white cloud of ice. You might think it's magic, but no, this is just one of nature's brutal laws. At -50 degrees Celsius, water doesn't even get a chance to hit the ground. It freezes the moment it meets the air. Now, think about this. If water can freeze in the blink of an eye, what happens to our bodies without the right protection? And listen closely. Do you hear that cracking sound under my feet? That's not just snow. It's permafrost, a layer of ice stretching hundreds of meters beneath the ground. If you tried to build a house directly on it, the ice would melt in the summer and the whole house would sink. That's why every building here stands on sturdy stilts, as if they're floating above the ground. It's a quiet battle between humans and nature. One small mistake, and entire foundations disappear. Look across the street. See that car with the engine running, but no one inside? What's going on? Well, here's the deal. In Yakutsk, people never turn off their cars in the winter. If they do, the oil will freeze, the battery will die, and the car will turn into a frozen metal block. So all over the city, thousands of engines are running non-stop, creating a symphony of idling motors you won't hear anywhere else on Earth. Now, do you think you could live here? Welcome to the Central Market. Here, freezers aren't necessary. I'm holding a 45-pound piece of meat. I slam it on the table, thud. It sounds like a rock hitting wood. And this? A banana left outside for just 5 minutes. Now, I can use it as a hammer to drive a nail into a board. Sounds impossible? In Yakutsk, this is just daily life. And it really makes me think how incredibly diverse our world is. There are places so hot the ground itself can fry an egg. Places where rain falls nonstop for months. And then there's Yakutsk, where the cold isn't just a challenge, it's a way of life. So what about where you live? What makes it unique? How has nature shaped your daily life? Share your story, because every place on this planet has its own tale, and we are the witnesses of this incredible world. Did you know? The lowest temperature ever recorded here was -64.4 degrees Celsius. But if you travel further to Oymyakon, that number drops even lower, to a staggering -71.2 degrees Celsius, the coldest inhabited place in the Northern Hemisphere. But here's the craziest part. In summer, Yakutsk can reach a scorching +38.4 degrees Celsius. That's a temperature swing of 102 degrees Celsius, the biggest on Earth. Can you imagine? A place where, in winter, you could freeze solid in minutes, but just a few months later, you'd feel like you're melting under the blazing sun. Picture stepping outside. Instantly, your breath crystallizes into tiny ice shards, forming a thick white mist that blankets the entire city. During the coldest months, visibility drops to just a few dozen meters, and sunlight lasts only 3 to 4 hours a day. But that's not even the worst part. Winds can reach up to 20 meters per second, making it feel another 15 degrees Celsius colder. At that point, the cold isn't just a number on a thermometer. It seeps into every breath, every fingertip, every inch of exposed skin. Did you know Yakutsk sits on permafrost that's up to 1,500 meters deep? Deeper than the Eiffel Tower is tall? And here's the big problem. The ground here isn't stable. When temperatures shift, the permafrost can melt and shift with it, causing buildings to tilt and sink over time. That's why every structure in Yakutsk is built on tall stilts, almost like they're floating in midair. The Lena River, stretching 4,400 kilometers, is Yakutsk's lifeline. But in winter, it transforms into a frozen highway where trucks drive freely. Yet comes summer, the river swells for kilometers, swallowing up everything in its path. Imagine a road you just drove on in winter, completely submerged under rushing waters just a few months later. Yakutsk isn't just a city, it's a living testament to history. Located in the Sakha Republic of Russia, deep in the heart of Siberia, it was founded in 1632 as a Cossack fortress by Pyotr Beketov and gradually became the gateway to Siberian exploration. The A360 Lena Highway was once called the Road of Bones. During Stalin's era, thousands of forced labor prisoners were sent here to construct roads, under unimaginable conditions. Many never made it out alive, and their remains were buried beneath the very roads they built. This is more than just a highway. It's a haunting reminder of a brutal past. Despite its harsh conditions, Yakutsk endures, thanks to the resilience of its people. This is the homeland of the Yakut, Sakha people, a Turkic-origin ethnic group who have lived here since the 13th or 14th century. They were once nomadic horse herders, but the extreme cold forced them to completely reinvent their way of life. I met a Yakut man, and he told me about his ancestors, warriors of the ice, people who learned to tame nature to survive for centuries. This kind of adaptation has forged a strong and unique culture, and it makes me wonder, how has nature shaped human life? In some places, extreme heat scorches everything in sight. Elsewhere, endless rain forces people to find new ways to endure. And in Yakutsk, the cold isn't just a challenge. It's a way of life. So what about you? What makes your home unique? How has nature shaped the way you live? I used to think wearing a thick down jacket was enough to fight the cold, but in Yakutsk, that's nowhere near enough. Here, you have to dress like a cabbage, layer after layer of clothing, building a fortress against the cold. I tried it myself. Inner layer, wool, to retain heat and wick away moisture. Middle layer, thick wool or fur, for insulation. Outer layer, sable, fox, or reindeer fur, to block the wind and trap warmth. How does it feel? Like carrying an entire zoo on your back. But the best part? Reindeer fur. It's so thick it keeps you warm even at minus 60 degrees Celsius. When I touched it, it felt warm, but wearing it felt like I had bricks on my shoulders. And if you're wearing metal glasses, remember one thing. Do not touch them. I made that mistake, and snap, my fingers stuck to the frame. Pulling them off felt like ripping off superglue from my skin. Getting around isn't easy. Cars here must run 24/7 during winter. If you turn them off, the oil freezes, the battery dies, and your car becomes an icy metal block in hours. That's why people wrap their cars in 10 cm thick blankets, keep them in heated garages, and always carry extra fuel. But if your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, you have 30 minutes before the cold completely shuts your body down. It's way more dangerous than you think. That's why no one here drives without a survival plan. They bring flashlights, warm blankets, and emergency food, just in case they get stranded. Homes built to defy the cold. Houses in Yakutsk don't look like anywhere else on Earth. You can't build directly on the ground. The permafrost shifts with the seasons. If you do, your house might start sinking. So, every building is raised on stilts, almost floating in midair. These houses must endure extreme cold, strong winds, and the ever-changing earth beneath them. Inside, a roaring fireplace fills the air with the scent of pine wood, an oasis of warmth in a frozen world. But step outside, it's a different story. Gas pipelines here can't be buried underground. It's nearly impossible to dig through permafrost. So, they run above ground, exposed. And trust me, don't touch them. At minus 50 degrees Celsius, one touch can instantly give you frostbite. A giant natural freezer. Yakutsk has something the whole world should be jealous of. A built-in freezer the size of a city. At outdoor markets, fish are stacked upright, frozen solid like ice sculptures. Yakutskan horses, small but covered in thick fur, are a staple food here. And if you leave a banana outside for 5 minutes, you can use it as a hammer to drive nails. This isn't just about keeping food fresh. It's about turning nature into an ally. A deep connection to nature. The Yakut people don't just survive the cold, they have a spiritual bond with it. They believe that every forest, every river has a soul. When they hunt or gather food, they leave behind a small offering, a silent thank you to Mother Nature. And then comes summer, when Yakutsk bursts into life. In June, the Isiak festival is a grand symphony of rebirth. People join hands, dance the Owokai, sing, drink fermented mare's milk, kumis, and offer prayers for the return of life. It's as if Yakutsk is telling winter, we're still here, and we know how to celebrate. When the cold defeats technology, Yakutsk's cold doesn't just freeze people, it shuts down technology. Smartphones, dead in minutes. Cameras, frozen solid. Batteries, they drain so fast, it's like they're begging for a warm jacket. People here wrap their devices in insulation or carry spare batteries in their pockets, kept warm against their bodies. It's a humbling lesson. Technology may conquer the world, but in Yakutsk, it must learn to adapt. What I took away from Yakutsk, when I left, I carried with me deep respect. This is a place where humans and nature dance a delicate tango, not fighting against each other, but learning to exist together. So what do you think? Could you live in the coldest city on Earth? Or what's special about where you live? How has nature shaped your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Beneath a land seemingly ruled by ice and relentless cold, nature hides treasures beyond imagination. Under the hundreds of meters of permafrost in Yakutia lies a geological world richer than one might ever expect. Yakutsk is not just a place where humans battle extreme conditions. It is also home to some of the rarest gemstones on the planet. This land contributes 20% of the world's rough diamond reserves. Right here, Alrosa, the largest diamond company in Russia, transforms these glittering stones into symbols of resilience against the frozen wilderness. But diamonds are just the beginning. Yakutia is also rich in gold, coal, natural gas, and nearly every element in the periodic table. It's as if nature decided to turn Yakutsk into a massive treasure trove, waiting for those brave enough to uncover its secrets. Despite its brutal climate, Yakutsk is gradually opening its doors to travelers curious about this extreme yet mesmerizing land. Lena Pillars Nature Park is a perfect example. These towering limestone formations, over 200 meters tall, rise from the banks of the Lena River like ancient guardians standing firm against the icy backdrop. This is not just a natural wonder, but a witness to millions of years of history. Step into the permafrost kingdom, and you'll find yourself in a world of eternal ice. Glowing frozen caves, intricate ice sculptures, and walls of permafrost create an ethereal setting where even your breath turns into a magical mist. These places aren't just visually stunning. They tell a story of the deep connection between nature and humanity, a mutual respect forged through centuries of survival. One of the most unexpected things about Yakutsk is that agriculture exists here, against all odds. The frozen land seems impossible to cultivate, yet the people of Yakutsk have developed cold-resistant apple varieties, small and delicate like pearls. These tiny apples are the result of years of research and adaptation, a testament to human perseverance. I can almost picture the proud smiles of the farmers as they bite into their harvest, a small but meaningful victory over nature's relentless grip. But Yakutsk doesn't just hold the treasures of the present. It also preserves the secrets of the past. Beneath the permafrost, prehistoric mammoths occasionally emerge, almost perfectly preserved, as if they were ancient visitors returning from a lost era. Some of these creatures, extinct for tens of thousands of years, still have their fur intact, their final moments frozen in time. At the Mammoth Museum and the Melnikov Permafrost Institute, massive skeletons rest in cold underground chambers, offering a glimpse into Earth's ancient past. But this ice isn't just a guardian of history, it's also a slowly opening Pandora's box. As climate change accelerates the thawing of permafrost, Yakutsk faces geological instability and a more unsettling possibility: the re-emergence of ancient microbes trapped for millennia. No one knows for sure what they might bring: groundbreaking discoveries or threats that humanity is unprepared for. Yakutsk is more than just a city. It is a gateway to the mysteries of nature, history, and the future. The question is, will humans continue to conquer this place? Or will we learn to coexist with the untold secrets nature still hides? Yakutsk seems to be nature's chosen land, gifted with rare treasures, diamonds, mammoths, and tiny yet resilient apples. But beneath this beauty, an invisible threat is creeping in. The permafrost is melting. The once solid foundation, stable for millennia, is now trembling under the impact of climate change. In just 3 decades, the average temperature has risen by 1.5